Hi, welcome back to Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is Five of Arrows and Frustration. And, this came up a couple weeks ago, and, before you're starting out on that transition, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, the story is we took this nap, and we had these people visit us, and we're facing our fears, and the King of Bows, came out yesterday and wanting us to take charge, and we're starting to snap out of that dreamlike rest, that recuperation, where we're healing and stuff. And matter of fact, the hooded man just dropped off, that life lessons card. But as maybe you can relate to this, maybe not. A lot of times, when I'm laying in bed, I'm meditating. I'm meditating on the card as well, and on the message, and I'm thinking to myself, why are we doing this? Why do we go through our day-to-day stuff? Why do we get out of bed? Especially on certain days, and it's kind of like, why do I want to go through this? And I remind myself, and I say, it's because of this. It's because of this. It's who I am. It's where I need to be. It's what I'm doing in the now. It's what my purpose is right now. And okay, can it be frustrating? Yeah, it can be really frustrating because I don't feel like I'm hitting that mark fast enough, right? Here this guy is letting loose arrow after arrow, arrow after arrow after arrow. Okay, and he's not hitting the mark. And when you're tied up into trying to hit that mark quickly, whether it's career mark, professional mark, any goal, weight loss goal, personal goal, whatever it is, when you're not hitting that mark quickly, you get frustrated and you drop it, right? And I was thinking about that today, and I'm like, okay, what is the end goal? Okay, so you started a process here, right? And eventually you want to get to here. And you're getting mad because you can't get from here to here, all right, really quick. So you set up these little intermediate goals, okay, in getting things done. And, here's how I can relate with this, right? So we're cleaning, my brother and sister are cleaning out, the rest of the house with me. And, I set up a plan that every week we go through this process, one room at a time. That way it's not emotionally charged, but it requires everybody to be here on a certain day at a certain time to go through this room. And, I want to push that agenda faster, but yet at the same time, it's like, I have to be respectful of their feelings and their emotions. And maybe they're getting frustrated because they feel, we should be done with this earlier anyway. But what is the end goal? The end goal is to go through the house, and, if there's stuff that you want to take, you take. If there's stuff that we can get rid of and recycle, we recycle. If there's stuff that can go to the scrapyard, we take it to the scrapyard. But it's a process of cleaning out that house. Okay. Here we started with with this process over here, and we want to get to there. And it takes a plan. It takes a plan, to put everything together. And if you're not moving quick enough, all right, then, people get frustrated with it. And, what happens is that leads to anger, and that leads to more frustration. And, it just becomes a whirlwind of negative emotions coming out, right? And then you're wasting energy and resources. Okay. Now, when I woke up this morning and I was thinking about that, I was like, I'd like this process to be over, but, it has to go through its due timing, right? It has to go from point A to point B. And thinking about that, I was like, okay, what's the end goal? That's what I have to keep in focus. I have to keep in focus of what the end goal is. All right. And that end goal is to A, make sure the house gets taken care of with stuff being cleaned out. B, making sure my brother and sister, get what they've been gifted from my mom and my dad. And in C, it's just making sure that everybody is on the same page, you know, with the process. Here's where we at with this process. Here's where we at with this, and keeping everybody in you know, through communication involved in what's happening, and that, you know, and that includes the house. And it takes self-control and discipline. And when you do that, you remain emotionally focused, and that's how you can achieve that goal or that desire. It's, for me, it's writing stuff down. You know, maybe for you it's different, but you know, I've got a mini whiteboard that I keep everything on, and you know, pretty much every week I'm going through it. You know, where are we at with this process? What's going on with us? All right, and you know, I'm staying on top of things. That's how I can, you know, because I have it in front of me, it's staying clear, right? Because I'm having it in front of me, I'm also know that I'm in the process from A to B. Okay, but it's also, I'm looking at it, okay, what is the end goal? And the end goal is to make sure everything's taken care of within the house, make sure everybody's satisfied, you know, with what's going to transpire with it. And that's a result of me staying clear and not getting frustrated. Sure, I could get frustrated and ticked off, and there have been days that it's happened, but for the most part, it's like, you know what, let's just go through the process. Okay, right now, you know, luckily today we had one room that we went through and everything turned out good. And we moved on to another room because there wasn't a lot in there. But, you know, we still got 3-4 more rooms to go. And every week it's going to be the same thing. You know, so, you know, you take that step back, you keep everything clearly ahead of everybody, all right? You take that step back and you steady your mind and you breathe a little bit. Okay, this is what the process is. And sometimes, you know, when this is all over, you could take the time to laugh and look at the situation, and you might see it differently, you know. And, you know, I'm looking through this and I'm going, you know, I'm glad that I'm able to do what I'm able to do, okay, because I know I'm being guided from my mom and my dad up above, making sure things are being taken care of. And I'm focusing my energy on the goal, you know. I'm not focused on, you know, I'm going to hit this goal eventually. Okay. And then it's going to open up other things for me down the line, but I'm not focused on the arrows that are missing it. So, you know, I'm focusing my energy on the goal to resolve those challenges, you know, that are ahead. And as a result, I can refocus on the true target. Okay. Which is, you know, I might be able to, you know, here I'm starting out, right? And I'm going through, you know, every week with one of these arrows, cleaning out the house. The true goal is to make sure the house is taken care of at the end. And you know, I'm staying clear on it. I'm staying focused on it. I'm handling the challenges as they come along. And when it's time to hit that goat, my aim is going to be steady. My aim is going to be true. And I'm going to be able to hit it with the last arrow. Because, you know, I took that step back to breathe a little bit. You know, I'm steadying myself. And when I hit that, you know, that goal with that last arrow, you know, I'm going to hit it with precision. And I know this is a little bit about what I'm going through today, but maybe you can relate to that and use it throughout your day, right? You know, focusing on your goals. Understanding that there's going to be challenges and hardships along the way, okay? In realizing that there's no reason to get frustrated over it. You're just wasting emotions. You're wasting resources too, right? And then you look at the rest of the cards that are down here. You know, the King of Bows. You know, where do you need to take charge? Maybe you need to take charge of, you know, being clear, concise, organized, detail-oriented to hit that goal. All right, because there is that karmic reunion. You know, whether it's you know, other souls coming to meet you or not, okay, or you know, just a reunion of family every week. It's a reunion of family for here, right? And you know that the universe has got your back, right? You know, your parents, in this case, my parents have my back. You know, they're helping me, guiding me with that universal lore. You know, talking with my elders. The King of Vessels. You know, where do you need to be more tolerant? You know, if you are not emotionally balanced, like this heron is, you're going to get frustrated all the time. Okay? But if you can be tolerant of what's going on around you, all right, and stay in self-control and discipline, you'll be able to hit that target. You won't be able to get frustrated. You know, the Guardians is there to help, to help show you what those fears are. All right. And, like any animal, when they smell fear, they like it. Okay. It's the same thing with frustration. When you are frustrated, people see that and they start taking advantage of you. All right. Whether you're cranky or irritable or whatever. And that's all part of the healing process that we go through. By being healed, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, and understand, what's going on, we can stay clear to our target, right? Now, the Heron also asks you, who's depending on you for support. If you are always frustrated with life, it's going to bring you down. You're going to start having some negative emotions going through. And if people are depending on you, the last thing you want to do is get into a depression and get into a negative attitude and woe is me, right? You want to be uplifted. You want to be enlightened. You want to be empowered, all right? And that all takes power. When you're in that mode, okay, that gives you that positive energy as you're moving forward. And when you have that positive energy going forward, you're hitting your goals. You're not getting frustrated. And then, the King of Bows is asking you, where's your enthusiasm leading you? For me, where's the enthusiasm leading me? Staying clear, staying focused, knowing what that end goal is, knowing that there's going to be steps along the way, knowing there's going to be challenges along the way. Knowing's half the battle, right? I mean, look at where wisdom comes from. It's knowledge. What's the first, 4 letters in knowledge? K-N-O-W. Know. When you know stuff, you become wiser. And when you can apply that wisdom, then you can increase your knowing and become more wiser. And it's, and here you go. I mean, I've said it now for, 2 years. Don't get frustrated with hitting that goat. Steady yourself. Breathe. Take a step back, get organized. One of these days, you will hit that goal. You will hit that goal. And when you do, guess what? You'll have another one right in place. And you'll learn from it. You'll learn from the knowing. You'll learn from the wisdom. You'll learn from the experience. All right, so there you go. A little diatribe on, what's going on in my life, but, hopefully there's some application there for you as well. But this is D for Spirit's Path. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.